King's Crossing, episode 10. Hello and welcome back. My name is Wrath. I'm your beloved DM, maybe most hated DM
No.
after the recent episodes.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
A minute here.
We'll see.
To be determined.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm Wrath DM. I am joined by Adis and Tough Nuts. Adis plays the character named Adarag. Tough Nuts plays the character named Gnimwirt. So this is party 2 if you're keeping track of that, or however you want to look at it. But we are rejoining them in episode 10. Now, where we left off. You guys have had quite the adventure. So Gnimwirt and Adarag, they set out from Arwen's Rest once more, headed north. This time, accompanied by Alexios, the Skald, the writer, Tony, the Watchman, the last Watchman, and Mateo, the Blight. Kind of his new title. They rode by horseback for almost a week, enduring worsening conditions as a winter storm began to brew, even though the summer months were starting. Pursuing a lost son's caravan and their friends Grunkle and Torveka, who had gone missing. They encountered signs of their passing on this road north, eventually coming across a river that was frozen solid, creating just a basic road that was covered in dead bodies, the bodies of dead townsfolk. Not only that, a monstrous beast that could sap at your very soul merely from its presence, and spotting Solomon of the Lost Sons. However, they gave him a wide berth and continued on their journey north. So the road went on. Eventually, they decided to make camp after days of traveling and the exhaustion for both them and the horses. They decided to make camp. Their small band huddled around a fire, except for Mateo, who went out to scout around in the woods. Adarag, deciding to check on him, found him hiding in a tree. A brief conversation let Adarag know that they were not alone in these woods, and he should get back to safety. As he made his way back to camp, where Gnimwirt waited for him, the crunch of snow behind Adarag as he walked into camp turned everyone's stomachs as they prepared for the inevitable. That is where we left our players. This is where we rejoin them, so welcome back to King's Crossing.
Danger.
Gnimwirt, you were working on some changing your ghillie suits over to a Arctic camo type style.
Mm-hmm. I think I had done mine, but I was working on ones for other folks.
Absolutely, you had one for Adarag and one for Alexios.
Mm-hmm.
You were working on it, and I believe you had been sitting there during the time that Adarag had left camp and was talking with Mateo that you had basically almost finished, if not already finished. Let's go ahead and start this off with the tradecraft. Let's see if you've done his suit. So all your usual bonuses for your tradecraft, Gnimwirt being an OP tradecraft type character. This is his specialty.
What do you do?
Standard difficulty.
It's gonna be routine, actually. Not that you really need an easier check, but you've already built the suit. This is just modifying it to the current climate.
Yeah. Okay.
Easy. 9 out of 71% chance to succeed, which is a critical success. Not really sure what else we can do to make this more critical, but it's gonna be an exact replica of your suit, which I believe is also a critical success. Meaning, like, if you put this thing down and lay it out on the ground, it's going to be hard to find. So don't lose it. You have finished his suit. It is completely done. It is ready to go. You held it up as the Watchman, Tony, was keeping an eye out over camp. He saw Adarag approaching, and then his face dropped. Adarag, you walking into camp see this. You see his face drop. You see even Gnimwirt's face drop. Alexios seems to not have noticed yet. He's over there writing in his book. Adarag, what would you like to do?
Adarag is going to remain as so he was trying to sneak up, but as he sees these faces turning to horror, he's going to pick up the pace a little bit and try to just get back to the group as quickly as possible and seeing that, probably like do a check over his shoulder.
Absolutely. So it is night. Moon's up in the sky. The snowstorm that has started to pick up is continuing to rage. You guys have found a pretty secluded spot. I remember I rolled for it. Tony was able to find a pretty good secluded spot in the woods where you guys had a lot of cover. So once you step into this clearing, it's kind of like the storm starts to die down. You've got some tree coverage that keeps most of it out. You erected this nice little tent there that you guys were able to use as some shelter. Little campfire out front. And as you are walking back to camp, you see just the moonlight that's peeking through the trees begins to just vanish as darkness consumes Adarag. As he walks towards the camp, his feet crunching in the snow, picking up the pace, going from a crunch, 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 crunch. As looking over your shoulder, you see. Actually, it's not so much what you see, Adarag.
Mm-hmm.
It's what you feel. As a shiver goes up your spine. As you burst into the clearing where camp is, Gnimwirt's sitting there by the fire alongside Alexios and Tony. Behind you. Out walks the should be familiar, but again, artwork has all changed. The maybe not so familiar Atlas, the swamp dragon.
Oh.
As it bodies itself into this clearing, kind of looking around at the rest of you. Seems to be kind of twitching, snarling, its head kind of moving back and forth as it begins to eye the party here. And you see it kind of eye Alexios and then Tony, and then looks down, and you can see it kind of crouch down looking at the two of you. Its one eye slashed, its other yellow eye just piercing out, kind of watching, sniffs. What would you guys like to do as you are face to face with a massive swamp dragon named Atlas?
Oh, thank God. You gave me a right scare there, Atlas.
Gnimwirt?
I'm gonna follow Adarag's lead here for a minute. While he's doing this, I'm gonna start just rifling through my pack to prepare to pull out something.
Okay. If you're grabbing one, I think you're grabbing. I didn't know you had that. We'll find out. Okay. You hear. As it just blows out this smoke that you guys kind of feel kind of push you back a little bit as you weren't ready. It's deep ancient speech coming out of this ancient dragon that I don't believe anyone here can translate.
Nope.
It continues to kind of swivel its head, kind of looking between all of you. Betweenst? I feel like that's a word.
Yeah, it is now.
Yeah. Let me know in the comments.
Adarag will not know what he's saying, and just kind of nod and kind of give the response of, I remember saying that I was going to stop by and say hi, and I'm sorry I didn't. But we have defeated the Elder Elaine.
I'm going to need either an probably awareness check wouldn't do this. I think I'm going to need a scrutinized check from anyone that wants to be trying to perceive what Atlas could be thinking, saying, doing, feeling.
Yeah, I'm going to try to understand if he's trying to pose a threat or trying to just communicate.
At the very least, okay, then at the very minimum, I'll give it to you as a challenging check.
challenging. Okay. Yeah, I think Adarag would be. Actually, no, I don't think Adarag would be. See, I think he's still of the opinion that Atlas is. He wouldn't feel intimidated coming from Atlas, but maybe if Atlas is showing outward signs of like panic or rushing, that might be something that he would pick up on.
I feel like in this instance, Adarag might be trying to go more the charm route as you're trying to talk to this thing as if it was your friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I'm not going to tell you the difficulty on this. Just roll it as a standard.
Okay.
And then
Gnimwirt's still freaked out because the last time this occurrence happened, he had his head chopped off in a portal. So
It's true.
All right. Standard charm, right?
Yeah, just stand by real quick. Gnimwirt, you needed a 42 or less. You got a 47. Would you like to reroll?
that's okay.
Okay. Adarag?
All right.
Okay. Adarag, you got a 21 out of 45. You say this thing to you, and it looks between all of you once more, and then just moves over to the edge of this kind of clearing on the opposite side from where the tent and then the fire is, kind of on the opposite side, and just lays down, kind of curling up along the tree line. You see it lays all the way down and out, kind of almost like a dog, kind of in a U-shaped pattern. But its head doesn't lay down quite yet. It seems to be watching all of you. You guys are not sure what's going on with Atlas.
Yeah.
Well, Tony is going to look to you guys and be like, "Why are we not dead?"
Oh, that's Atlas.
While Adarag explains this to Tony, Gnimwirt's gonna start looking around the rest of the perimeter for any more of those demon things.
Absolutely. Go ahead and give me. We'll do a standard awareness check for Nimwort to look around. Adarag, you're explaining to Tony, and Alexios will probably be helping because he's aware of the story, so he'll be working with you to tell the story. Yeah. Nimwort, you need a 52 or less. You got a 47. That's a success. All you see is a lone blight walking towards the camp through the woods, which you do know you are currently traveling with a blight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before you just shoot him or something.
Who would do that?
Yeah.
Sick 'em, Atlas.
Yeah. There's one blight walking towards the camp currently. You have a dragon who hates blights in your camp. Nimwort, you're the only one who's aware of this.
I'm gonna don my ghillie suit. If I hadn't already.
We'll say you hadn't, but you were more than able to. You quickly suit up.
So yeah, I just kind of toss it over, and I'm gonna just run out into the forest, the way I was looking.
Okay. Atlas watches you, but doesn't pursue you.
Okay.
Seems to be staying in the camp, now turning its gaze towards Adarag.
And that's how we met Atlas.
It was quite the tale, really. You missed it. Well, actually count yourself lucky. It was quite terrifying the first time. Almost as much as it is the second time. Why is it here?
Well, I'm not quite sure. I mean, I know that he lived out here in the woods, but I didn't know. I don't know why he's this far north.
Okay. Go talk to him?
Yeah.
In your guys' stories, you said that you talked to him.
Yeah. I'll go. I'll go. Reckon. Give the updates, so to speak.
From the forest.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to throw. Hold on. Let's see. So I
Front
have
grenade.
yeah, I
Sorry.
have so my vial of serpent's breath is drunk, dranked. It's
Mhm.
gone. But
Drunken.
I have the empty vial, and there's like remnants of what was in there. So from the forest, I'd like to just chuck that at Adarag and try to hit him.
With the serpent's breath.
I mean, it's an empty vial. I
Yeah.
understand that, but I'm just trying to like, I want to try to hit him from the forest
Just
if I could.
like, you idiot.
Okay. Yeah. Why not? Let's give me a simple melee simple range throw, excuse me.
Um,
And we'll say it's not a purposely thrown object with any sort of. Are you trying to smash it against him or have him like catch it?
no, no, I'm just trying to like, I don't know, like the same way you'd like throw a pebble at someone to get their attention.
Okay.
I'm like,
Standard roll then.
okay, nope.
Yeah, no, you throw it out of the woods. A vial hits the snow and shatters over near the tent.
It's a hard snow.
Could have been a rock, you don't know.
Adarag's going to look at where the sound came from.
Atlas also, you're walking towards Atlas to go talk to him.
Yeah, going towards
You
him.
see
Yep.
his head snap, his eye widen, and he seems to be scanning the woods.
Well, weird. That might be one of those icicles fallen from the trees. Anyways, it's right cold up here, isn't it, Atlas? And he's just going to start like talking to Atlas, like he can understand him, and recount.
I believe
like,
you were aware of from season 1, the last time you had encountered Atlas when you guys drank a tonic that allowed you guys to be able to speak ancient for a short time. You are aware that you cannot understand it and he cannot understand you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Adarag's going to forget that fact.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah.
Shut up, Wrath.
No, yeah, but yeah, Adarag's going to like in a friendly manner, like recount like what happened from when they left him in the grove to up to what happened at the mountaintop, and then kind of try to start explaining why they're out here now. Kind of recounting to Atlas what was going on.
Okay. While you do that, Gnimwirt, you ran off into the woods in a ghillie suit.
I did. I'm hoping that I can get closer to this blight and confirm that it's Mateo.
You absolutely can.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to
No, it's the mom. Rah! No.
yeah, I'm gonna run up to him and I'm going to just grab his arm and say, "Shh, it's Gnimwirt."
Okay.
Hey,
They left.
I know. Don't come back to camp right now.
Why? They left.
I know. Do you remember Atlas, the dragon?
Oh, yeah. You see his eyes get all wide. He's like, oh, yeah.
He doesn't think too fondly of blights, so it's probably a bad idea for you to come back at this moment.
Why?
Well, you know, and I know that you're still Mateo, but I think when he sees you, he'll think you're a blight. So we just have to be careful.
Atlas is he? He gets loud. He's like, Atlas is here? Why is Atlas here?
I don't know yet, but I just wanted to prevent you from coming back to avoid a terrible situation.
Yeah, I don't want to die again.
And I don't want you to either. I also don't want to. Last time I saw him, my head was chopped off.
Oh, Grunkle cut my head off.
It's just the worst, I know.
Yeah.
Would you be opposed to keeping a watch out here for those demon things and maybe staying out here for a minute? At least until we can sort out this Atlas situation.
You can see his face twisted with blight, woodwork and gnarled, but then half just this young child. You see his face just kind of give this nice frown, like perfectly rounded, almost cartoonish, as he's like, "It's really cold out here."
Well, yeah,
As
I
you
know.
outside the camp, you are very well aware that there is a snowstorm, just almost like going into blizzard.
Would it be better if I stayed out here with you for a minute?
Um,
We can keep watch together for a little bit, but we just have to stay quiet.
no, you don't have your suit. I I can't do that to you. I'll go hang out with the trees.
I don't mind, at least for a few minutes.
You see he's gonna turn and he's gonna start walking. He's like, "No, it's fine. I'll be okay. Just come get me. Come get me when it's safe again." And as he walks, he just kind of walks through a tree and just like morphs and merges into this tree. Just the vines
just
around
gone.
him, basically. The vines around him, the branches kind of reach out around him and just like grab the parts of the tree and just like pull him into it. And he merges into this tree.
I'm gonna like tiptoe over to this tree and I'll grab like one of the vines and just how will I find you?
Well, playing with my penis probably isn't the best idea. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay, no, I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's like, I'll just whistle. Most things out here probably can't whistle, so I'll know it's probably you. Hopefully,
Okay.
I can't whistle anymore. I only have lips.
Yeah.
I have bark.
Okay. Okay. Well, stay safe and hopefully it won't be too long.
You're just like, okay, Mateo, shut up. Okay. Be safe, Gnimwirt.
You too.
Okay.
Gnimwirt's gonna shuffle back to camp in his suit, but I'm not gonna enter camp just yet. I'm gonna kind of watch from the outside.
Okay. You get to the edge of camp and you hear.
So, tell us, Atlas, why are you up here?
At this point, you can see Atlas's head is rested down kind of on the ground. His eye is still open, just staring at at Adarag. But it seems like he is sufficiently, without even having to roll, you guys can both tell he is sufficiently just annoyed at this and is just like, like, neither. I don't know what to say to you. Like, that's the situation you find yourself in. Tony is still near camp. Alexios is kind of walking over and kind of putting his hand on Adarag. He's like, there's a dragon. 2 of our friends are missing. Are we gonna be okay?
I think so. I mean, with
Gnimwir
Atlas.
walks back into camp.
Walks?
Nobody's. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
walking in, and nobody's missing. No friends are missing.
Oh.
And
Nothing
then
to fear. I have found Gnimwirt.
Ah,
Yeah.
see, things are working out just fine.
Yeah.
But,
Win for Alexios.
hi.
He'll kind of turn around and head back to a friendly face who's not next to a dragon. He goes,
this point,
Gnimwirt, my
Adarag-
boy. Go ahead.
Gnimwir gives Alexios just a face of like, we're all here, right? Nobody's missing.
go ahead and you're gonna roll a guile check for me. I haven't had one of these in a while, or ever maybe.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever rolled this. Let's give it a go. Standard
First
everything?
win.
Standard everything, absolutely. 94 out of 42 or less. Would you like to reroll?
Yeah.
Okay. 58 needing a 42 or less. Would you like to reroll?
No.
Okay. You say this. Alexios goes, well, actually, it seems we're missing Mateo. He was here a little bit ago, I swear.
I just interrupt. Yeah, he left. He decided to go home.
Would you like to roll guile?
Damn it.
Hey!
Thank God.
Hey.
Alexios goes, oh. It's not so much that Alexios is picked up that you're lying. It's more that Alexios is like, oh, Mateo would just go home? Huh. Like, you've convinced Alexios that Mateo just decided to go home, and he's like, his home, like the woods? Or like Arwen's? He just went? I mean...
Gnimwirt does his classic facepalm.
that boy is, quite unique. I still don't... I'm not sure I'll ever understand these Arwen's Rest folk. These freeland folk they are.
Yes.
They are quite differently built.
Agreed. We're all out of our place here, besides maybe Tony. And
Tony kind of
Atlas.
raises a flask and he's like, Homeland.
Yeah. Is this normal, Tony?
None of this is normal.
I figured.
None of this. I was supposed to be a school teacher.
No, now you're supposed to be a orphanage. We've talked about
I'm supposed to be an orphanage. I think we need to rediscuss that. I'm a watchman now.
maybe another time.
Maybe.
Well, Adarag, have you gathered what Atlas wants?
Not quite yet. And at this point, you see just Adarag is just like crisscross applesauce, like sitting in front of Atlas's like face, just like trying to. At some point, Adarag realized he was doing all the talking, and now he's just trying to like listen to Atlas.
Atlas is not talking.
Yeah, I
At
figured.
this point, he's just like.
Gnimwirt is going to pull out the thing that he was reaching for in his pack. He pulls out the note of draconic phonics, and he's going to use what was written on the note. Obviously, whoops. Oh, well, yeah, there it is. Yeah,
nice.
what was written on the note isn't what he wants to say, but he's going to try to piece together sounds and words from it to use it to say something that's actually useful. If he can.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I was rereading the note.
Yeah.
If I remember right, this is a note where you guys spoke in Draconic to him, and you knew what you were wanting to say, and you knew what came out of your mouth, and so you wrote that down.
Right. So I have only this note of
Mhm.
translation between Draconic and English,
So
common tongue.
Gnimwirt knows specifically how to say the phrases, we know you were taken advantage of. Will you help us find out the secrets behind the corruption and find those that wronged you? Or, we want to end the corruption coming from the mountain. Or, is there anything that you want to say to Dibs?
Right. So I have those phrases.
Okay.
So the first thing I'm going to try to say out of that first phrase is, will you help us find Grunkle? So that would be Jor Zosin u Karolestis Nindal Grunkle.
Grunkle?
That is what I'm attempting to do.
You piece that together from this? That's impressive. Okay. Absolutely. I'm not. That's impressive. Like you pieced that together from what? Okay. Yeah, I'm not even gonna make you roll. You say that.
Yeah.
That's that. Well done. Well done. You know, take an inspiration point.
Hey, I don't even know what that means.
They're not a thing.
Okay, great.
I
I'm
don't know what that
feeling
means.
inspired.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna make you roll for that. You say this and it turns. Atlas turns its head and looks at you, and you see its eye kind of blink once, blink twice.
All right. Let's see here. Gnimwirt starts studying his paper again.
You seem to convey something to it, but what it responded with was not on your paper.
Okay. Gnimwirt goes back to just studying his paper for a while.
Okay.
Adarag.
Yeah, anything you guys want to do before you guys hit the hay?
Adarag's going to like nod and like try to start piecing together, and I think this is the moment when it clicks that he hasn't been communicating at all with Atlas this entire time.
Yeah, you could very obviously tell Adarag reacted to what Gnimwirt said, and it showed like I understood that.
Atlas did.
Yes. Sorry, what did I say?
Yeah.
Adarag.
Oh no, Adarag didn't understand that. Atlas understood it. Adarag would notice that. Oh, he understood that. He didn't understand anything I was saying. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. At which point, Adarag would go and probably bug Gnimwirt for the note to try to start studying.
You're gonna take his notebook again. Yeah, how does that go? You guys are it's going into the wee hours. Mateo's out in a tree somewhere. Tony and Alexios are sitting by the fire. They seem to be having a hush conversation by the fire at this point. You guys are not actively listening to them. If you want to, or you want to engage with them, you let me know. Otherwise, right now you two are over by Atlas, studying paper, which both of you can read. Adarag, you can piece it together a little bit. Yeah,
A little.
I'll
Yeah.
hand it to Adarag so he can study it. While he's doing that, I'm gonna, because we have our tent, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna walk over to the tent and I'm gonna get whatever like worm stuff I have, and I'm gonna grab it, and then I'm gonna walk out to the tree where Mateo was.
You have you don't have a whole lot of worm gear. You guys kind of headed out without a lot of worm gear, but you do have one very large oversized jacket that would be maybe an XXXL or something, befitting a very large or rotund person that Alexios procured for you guys. You do have that heavier, thicker, it's almost like a hide jacket or some kind of like almost like a whale skin type jacket.
Yeah. So I figure since we're like in the tents or around the fire, like, you know, I'll convince Alexios or try to convince him to let me give that to Mateo since he's out of the camp. Kind of explain the situation.
Yeah, you can mention it, and Alexios, mid conversation with Tony here, he'd be like, I thought he went home.
And then Gnimwirt goes, he went home. And he blinks, one eye.
Yeah, that's what you told me. You want to take our jacket home?
I come up to Alexio's side and put my arm around him. He's not actually home. He's in the forest, but the dragon doesn't like blights.
Oh.
And then we're like, quiet. So can I bring this to him since he's out in the cold for so long?
Yes, of course. We must take care of our friends. Absolutely.
Okay, so then Gnimwirt takes the jacket.
Gnimwirt is taking our jacket home. He will be back soon. Alexios calls out.
realizes that Atlas can't understand any of this, but he's still
Yeah, that's true. Rathan, you would put that together. Yep, that's true. You called it out. I don't know who you're hiding it from. You could be hiding it from Adarag. Adarag's not allowed to know the Mateo's out in the woods. Yeah. No. Listen, Atlas has your back. He's helping. Okay, so Mateo or Gnimwirt, you're heading out into the woods. Adarag, what do you want to do with this letter?
Adarag is going to be studying this letter, and he is going to. I don't think he would be anywhere close to Gnimwirt's ability to actually like pull words off this page, but he will pick up on your Zosen Orchestril.
Okay.
Say,
It's like,
will you help?
Will you help? Okay, yeah. I was like somewhere around those lines.
And he's just going to like give a yes or no, like shaking head motion.
Atlas, Gnimwirt said something to him. Atlas said something back, and then Gnimwirt just turned around and left.
Well, Gnimwirt tried to study for a while.
Right. And then Atlas will turn to you when you say this, and he'll be like, and he's just gonna look off to the woods, and then put his head back down.
All right. I think he's going to keep watch.
Usually you call that out to the camp. They're like, oh, okay. As Atlas once again puts his head down and closes his eye. Tony kind of looks over and he's like, no. Gnimwirt, you're heading out into the woods. What would you like to do?
Did that come through on the mic?
No.
Oh, I whistled.
Oh.
And then I'll just whisper, Mateo, are you out there?
As you walk, all of a sudden a face comes out of this tree and he goes, yeah.
I brought you this for this evening, if you think it would help.
He looks at the almost blanket-like jacket, looks at the tree, and he goes, I don't think it'll fit.
Well, if we just like wrap it around the tree, could you like stay in that area?
Well, I could try, but that almost seems like a target. But I guess I don't know who would just attack a coat on a tree.
Yeah, my thoughts too.
It would just be really weird if someone came by and then they're just looking at my tree and they're like, why is a coat on a tree?
Yeah, that's fair, but I don't think we have to worry about our image out here. We're more focused on survival.
Oh. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Okay, as long as you don't think it'll look dumb.
No, I think it looks pretty great. Here, stay warm.
And you were going to try and somehow wrap this jacket around the tree and secure it?
Yes.
Okay, he goes back into the tree. I'm going to allow you to roll a standard tradecraft to be able to do this, which I'm sure you won't have a problem doing, but you never know. I think you've, in 2 seasons now, you failed once, so.
I have failed, yes.
Okay, you're easily able to wrap this thing around the tree. You cinch it up. Yep. Button it all up. Yep, not today. I'm assuming you're going to be heading back to camp. Yeah, critically successful. Yeah, it's blisteringly warm. The tree catches fire. No, no. It's a perfectly secured. It's not going to fall off in the middle of the night. And you even like put some like branches and stuff against it to kind of like conceal it. You're gonna head back to camp. The night is gonna go uneventful as far as the evening going into sleep here, as Tony resumes his watch. Alexios is writing in his book by the fire. Mateo's in a tree. Adarag and Gnimwirt, you guys, what would you like to do to wrap up the evening here?
Yeah, I think after studying as much as his mind can deal with, he's going to just kind of like start making a little bed for himself, kind of over by the fire and trying to stay warm. With the thoughts of like that, the horror that he witnessed today out on the trail, or well, a couple days ago now, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Over
the course of the last few days, somewhere in there,
yeah, thinking back on that and trying to like, okay, start to think like, how am I going to deal? How do we deal with something like that? As he's kind of curling up into bed.
Absolutely. Gnimwirt, any final thoughts as you make your bed for the night?
Yeah. Is someone's keeping watch or no?
Tony is currently on watch. You guys have not set up any sort of other watch schedule.
Okay. I'll go over to Tony and say, "Hey, can you take the first watch and then wake me up halfway through the night? I can take the second."
Absolutely.
And then,
it's
okay.
at this
and then
point.
I have something I want to do on my watch.
Absolutely.
If that's okay.
We discussed this in an under the table. If, for any of our viewers, if you guys want to see the behind the scenes discussions that I have with my players in between recordings, so we cover about 4 episodes at a time. We had a discussion on the last under the table. You can find all this on Patreon. It should be in the link down below. In the last one, like I said, we discussed the NPC passive bonuses. If you guys take the time to recruit an NPC, have them with you, they will have passive bonuses that they grant to the party. And over time, if you build your friendship with them, they grow in level and are able to get better bonuses. They will accrue more bonuses to provide you. Tony, his first bonus that he is able to provide to the party, what we discussed in the under the table was if I should keep this stuff secret and you guys just need to be perceptive and pick up on it, or if I just give it to you. And what we decided is a middle ground where if you guys learn of it in game through interaction, then I will make it known to you. So making sure that you asking Tony to take watch or putting him on a watch. Tony has Sentinel's Vigil, which is where with Tony has an unwavering focus, which prevents any ambushes. As long as Tony is on watch, the party cannot be surprised during travel or rest.
Cool.
Yep. So that is his current passive bonus that he is able to give to the party. So Tony is taking watch. You guys are unable to be surprised or ambushed. Doesn't mean you can't be attacked, but you won't be at least taken by surprise.
Mm-hmm.
And then yes, so he will take watch, and then he will wake you up about halfway through the night. Adarag, you've slipped off to sleep. At this point, Alexios has closed up his book and seems to be drifting off to sleep as well, passing out. Oh, nope, he's already asleep. Gnimwirt, you're heading off to sleep as well?
Yep, I take my journal from Adarag and go to sleep with it.
Absolutely. Okay. Time passes. You guys fall asleep to just the sound of the wind whipping past outside. You guys protected by the blockage of this tent and just have the crackling of the fire, which it seems like Tony keeps stoked throughout the night. Otherwise, things seem to go uneventful as far as you guys know. At one point, eventually, Gnimwirt, you are kind of rocked awake as just a big old hand basically, pushes over the side of your chest and kind of rocks you a little bit. It's like, Gnimwirt?
Yeah. What's up?
If you're ready, it would be your turn for watch.
Yes, give me just a minute. And
Gnimwirt
stands up and kind of gets dressed again. And is there anything that happened?
He'll have stepped out of the tent, probably back by the fire, poking at it, making sure it's good, and you'll probably step out once you're all dressed. And he'll respond and be like, anything that happened? Nothing drastic. Sounds of the forest and seeing things, but I'm not familiar with these lands up north, and this storm makes everything all the weirder. So, not sure what of it was just in my head or what I was actually hearing and seeing, but I think these woods are pretty alive with either game or monsters. Thankfully,
Right.
none seem to approach us.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't either with you know who. I point to Atlas. Um,
With that, Gnimwirt, I'm going to give you Atlas's passive bonus. Atlas has Apex Presence. Lesser beasts instinctively avoid the party when Atlas is present. While traveling, the party is not targeted by wildlife or scavenging creatures. They seem to keep their distance.
okay.
Like,
Not targeted by what? Just creatures in general.
lesser creatures, yeah, they seem
Yeah.
to
Okay. Okay.
keep their distance.
Yeah, Tony, you should get some rest. I think we're gonna have some more long days ahead of us.
Quite true. Still plenty of road ahead, I'm sure. All right.
With that, as Tony kind of goes to bed, Nimwirt's gonna wait for a minute. He'll keep watch. I'll probably like gather up some more wood just like around the camp and keep the fire going. And then once I'm pretty confident everyone's asleep, I'm gonna don my suit and I'm gonna go just kind of walk like a wide perimeter around Atlas. And I want to study him. And I pull out my pen and I've got my journal and I'm trying to kind of, I don't know, just take notes on what I see. Um, you know, dimensions and details about his scales. And I'm specifically going to look for if I can see any marks on him that resemble um the destruction we saw from those demon things, so like different from scars from blights.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to associate any scarring from the demons.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll for me. In the light, I'm gonna give it to you as a challenging check.
Okay, what am I rolling?
Oh, sorry, awareness.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, yikes!
Okay. As
Start
you walk over to start examining, you've got your pen and your book, and you go over and you start to draw, and you look, and his eye is open, and his head has moved over, and he's staring at you. Atlas.
Are you sleeping okay? Nimwort bends over and he looks down and then he just sees some wood, so he reaches down and picks it up and then just starts placing it in his arms, and then he just looks over to the fire and starts to like walk back towards the fire.
Roll for me a guile check.
Oh, dang it.
As Atlas has clearly seen you with a pen and book also in your hand, and then loading wood on top of it. You got an 86 and you need a 42 or less. Would you like to reroll?
Yes.
Okay. You
Dang
got a
it.
72, you need a 42 or less. Would you like to reroll?
Are you
Yeah.
no, I will just
He said
yeah,
Adarag.
sorry.
Beep.
Adarag.
All right.
No, I'm just gonna try this.
There's just gonna be a weird sensor like beep, and Adarag goes.
No, I'm just walking with the wood, just kind of like just stalking the fire.
Okay. For the remainder of your watch, Atlas doesn't go back to sleep. He continues to watch you.
Okay. Yeah.
Is there
I'll stay by the fire, and I'm gonna continue to keep watch as well.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do during your watch?
No, at this point I'm gonna be just focused on the sounds and what I'm seeing and stuff. And probably keeping my eye on Atlas.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to roll. Not Alexios. Whatever. I'll take it. Okay. All right. Morning comes soon enough. The sun begins to ascend over the tree line, starting to burn away some of the night chill. But Gnimwirt, you more adapted to it, just kind of feeling it as it happened. Adarag, you wake up and you can tell it's definitely dropped like 10 degrees. Like, it's definitely colder today than it was before. And Gnimwirt, the only thing you notice from your watch is, besides Atlas, the camp is definitely being watched. You're getting the feeling. You can't tell where from or by who or whatever. You know Atlas is in camp, and you know Mateo is also in the woods. But you feel like you can't shake the feeling that you guys are being watched.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, the sun ascends and the party begins to awake. Alexios kind of kicks himself awake and grabs his book and slides it back into his bag. Morning, gentlemen. I see we're all still alive. That's something.
Aye, but my toes aren't going to be for long if it keeps dropping in temperature like this.
Quite true. Quite cold. I'm going to need a certain jacket that someone took home. I'll need that back eventually. If I can.
I'll go grab that. I hung it out to dry on the tree over there.
I thought you took it. Right. Yeah, of course. Dry. It was wet.
Snow and all, you know.
Tony will be disassembling the tent, kind of packing it back up, rolling it up, putting it on the horse.
Adarag will probably be helping with that.
Okay. Disassembling
Gnimwirt
the
will
camp.
walk over to the coat, and he'll whistle. And Mateo, you there?
You get no response.
I'll undo the jacket and see if there's still vines around the tree.
No, there wasn't so much vines around the tree. It was more that his limbs and branches had like grabbed it and like pulled him into the tree.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'll knock on the tree.
What you notice as you're investigating this tree is not so much this tree, but the tree next to it has 3 long claw marks dragged right across it, and almost like a diagonal. They're very deeply set. I would say maybe like at least 2 inches deep into the tree.
I'm gonna take the jacket and start walking back towards camp, and I'm just gonna say, man, if anyone were out there, maybe they should follow us from a little distance today. And I'll walk back to camp with the jacket.
Okay. While you're out there, Adarag, you're helping pack up camp. And you feel another shiver down your spine. And then another. And another. But each one feels less and less. As you turn, and Atlas is gone.
Oh. I was going to try to talk to him this morning.
Seems he left camp.
Right.
Gnimwirt is heading back into the little glade here, this little grove. It seems that Adarag and Tony were able to strap up the horses. Alexios has secured your guys' gear. He sets Adarag's pack and Nimward's pack, and dons his own pack. He goes, "Ready to go when you guys are?" Tony responds, "Horses are ready, gentlemen."
Right. Where's Mateo?
Yeah, about that. The tree that he was staying in last night, the tree next to it had deep claw marks. I have no idea where he is.
What?
Claw marks, you say?
Does Gnimwirt know if they look similar to the ones that we saw on those people?
You didn't. You avoided looking. Adarag observed the scene a lot more than you did.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, guys, I don't know if it's those things or not, but I don't know where Mateo is.
Well, would you mind showing me where you last saw him?
Yeah, we can go. I'm just scared. Nimwort
Uh,
tosses the jacket to Alexios and shuffles back over towards that tree.
oh, and do you have my ghillie suit?
Oh yes. Uh, Nimwort just like goes back to the camp and where the tent was, and he had it placed like right behind the tent, so he knew from the tent outline where it is, and kind of just feels around. Here it is.
It's like, I told you not to put it on the ground flat. I told you.
I told you don't do that.
Then where you see him, like, yeah, I got. Here it is.
There's two of them. One for Alexios, one for Adarag.
Ooh. Alexios will definitely take his. He'll begin putting that on while Tony's leading the horses back out to the trail full of gear. They're kind of getting everything staged, ready to go, as you two are going to be heading back to the trees.
Mhm.
I
Okay.
show Adarag the marks.
Adarag has put his ghillie suit on by now. I would like to investigate these and see if they are familiar to myself.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and give me a survival check. We're gonna do it standard difficulty.
Okay. Oh, so
Okay, you got a
close.
48, you needed a 45 or less. Would you like to reroll?
Yeah, I'm going to reroll.
Okay. You got a 92. You are now no
Well.
longer able to reroll. You guys are out of fortune points. As you look over these claw marks, you can't tell. It could have been maybe Atlas that came by. It could have been one of those creatures. You know, they had big old long claws. Could be something else entirely. It could have been Mateo. He's got the long branches. Could be a whole lot of things.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then, and while he's investigating this, he's also going to be just listening, because he's been told to listen more. So he's going to take that to heart and try to just listen to see if he can hear anything out in. I'd imagine that the snow is dampening a lot of noise around, but probably like trying to just listen through the forest.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a standard awareness check.
Yeah.
See what you see. Okay. With a 10, so much what you're actually able to hear, not so much see. As what you hear is very faint. Very faint. And if Nimwort does any kind of shuffling, you can't hear. But very faint. You hear it almost sounds like the snow hitting the ground is making noise. And what that might sound like is a small like dink, dink, dink. As like the snow it sounds like if you could hear snow hit the ground, hit frosty ice, like that's what it would sound like. Is almost what you're hearing. Beyond that, it would sound pretty quiet, a lot quieter than down south where there's like game and activity and people.
Yeah. Okay.
Nimwort just interrupts this tranquil listening. Mateo, if you're out there, now's the time to come out.
What would you guys like to do?
Well, I'm not hearing much other than there's this high pitched thing out in the wilderness that I'm listening to. That I'm hearing, but it could just be icicles falling in the snow. I don't quite know. Anyways,
I
let's
think we need to keep moving.
head out. Yeah, let's get out.
I hate leaving Mateo, but if it's between him and Grunkle and Torvekik, I feel like he has a better chance of surviving right now.
I think he's pretty good out in the forest.
Yeah, so I think we probably need to keep moving. I don't want to stay in one place too long, or we'll all die.
I will tell you guys, I gave you guys the others. I didn't give you Mateo's passive bonus that he also grants the party, which both of you are very much aware of. Mateo can merge with trees and be able to see through their eyes. So basically, like once per session, he can scout a radius of area through the trees. I won't give you all the other stuff that goes along with that, but basically, yeah, he can become one with the trees and be able to like use them as almost like a web network to kind of get information.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you guys are gonna head back out to the trail.
Yep. I think we're gonna try to make good time. Keep moving.
Mount up.
Okay. Heading out to the trail, you guys make your way back. You get back out to the road. You see the wagon tracks that head northwards as you guys have been going. And you see hoof prints also heading northwards. You guys stand out in the winter storm.
Do these hoof prints look any fresher than we've been seeing the past few weeks? Or past few days? Yeah. Okay. A lot fresher.
Yeah, very, very fresh.
Okay.
Whoever this is must have just gone through because it's been storming all night, so they would have covered these tracks. So they were here not long ago.
Aye, well. Maybe it was that lad with the axe. Or the hammer. Was it the hammer? It was a hammer.
I don't think he'd have horse hooves for feet.
I don't think he... No, but...
Well, he let us pass once. At this point, we'll start walking, but Gnimwirt just poses the question. Guys, what are we going to do if we run into all the Lost Sons? Like, what's the plan?
It's just you and Adarag.
Oh, what? Tony and Alexios aren't with us?
You guys got back to the road. You see the wagon tracks lead north. You see the hoof prints lead north.
Oh.
You
Did
guys
Tony
are
leave us?
standing alone on this wintry road.
Did Tony leave us and Alexios? Gnimwirt just starts booking it towards the tracks.
Okay, Adarag.
All right. Takes off as well.
Did Tony leave us? Okay, I'm assuming you guys want to run north to follow these tracks.
Following the tracks, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That bastard.
We're just standing here like, oh, these are fresh tracks. Oh, these...
So, you're like, do these seem fresh? Yeah, very. That made me laugh. Thank you. Okay. First, go ahead and give me a survival check for anyone that wants to be following the tracks.
Yeah.
Standard difficulty.
Thank goodness.
Okay. Gnimwirt, you're following these tracks. You can very clearly see the wagon tracks. You can very clearly see the hoof prints. You're leading the charge. Adarag, as you run, what you first notice is the first thing you notice is not all the hoof prints are the same. As in, at one point, the hoof print is like this big. At another point, the hoof print is this big. Another point, the hoof print is a half. As you notice, it would almost seem like it was multiple different horses, but it more looks like the horse has different legs. As it's not like 3 sets of footprints, like tracks. It's
one set of footprint or one set of tracks, but different, like maybe different.
Yeah, I should say it's multiple tracks, but it's not. It doesn't add up. Is basically what you're getting at, and you're like that. It should be like 4 of the same, 4 of the same, 4 of the same, but it's like 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, and you're like, what? It almost looks like maybe the horses were like skipping or something, like to where their footprints would be off or different or have different legs or different feet styles. That's the first thing you notice. Gnimwirt's still running.
Hold on, Gnimwirt.
What?
Hold on. Look at the ground.
Yeah, they left us.
No. Look at the horses' foots are different.
Well, yeah, aren't there the Lost Sons horses and our horses?
The Lost Sons prints would have been harder to see after the snowstorm last night.
Okay.
It's at this
So what
point,
are you
as you
saying?
both are trying to look, I'll give an awareness check, also standard. Okay. Adarag, you're like the prince. Look at the prince. Gnimwirt, you don't really notice anything with the prince from your critical fail earlier. But you're 30 out of 52. What you instead see is, as you look, you see a campsite up ahead. Very much looks like a used campsite. Like someone had set up camp there and then had packed up. You see like the charcoal smoke of a fire that's been put out, kind of in this clearing up ahead on the right.
Adarag, step over here with me, and I don my ghillie suit. I guess it's been on this whole time, but I kind of disappear into the trees for a second, and I just point up north.
I'm not gonna make you guys roll stealth checks, but I believe with your guys' ghillie suits, the way we ruled it is it made it 2 steps easier. Roll. Okay. If I remember right.
Yeah, 2 easier challenge ratings when stealthing.
Okay, sweet. Not gonna make you guys roll right now, as you guys. I'm guessing you're both wanting to stealth into the snow.
Follow what he's doing and kind of stealth into the snow by the side of the road.
You guys see a campsite up ahead that has a fire, an imprint where a tent was set up, imprints where some bedrolls were. Seems that someone stayed the night here. But it's still up ahead. You guys aren't in the camp yet.
Okay. Do you remember what? Oh wait, you weren't there.
No, I don't.
Well,
I don't either.
The last time I was in a predicament like this, and I started to feel weird about how things were shaping up around me. It turned out that there was a trick to it all, and the trees too were moving. Adarag's gonna look at all the trees around him.
Doesn't seem like any are moving.
Okay.
Well, I don't think the trees have been moving. I think we've been moving, as you can tell by my lack of cardio. But why would Tony and Alexios leave us unless they were in danger with all our stuff?
I don't think that they would have, but have you ever had any dreams, sir? Waking dreams?
Well, I was a blacksmith once. You were there.
What? Like, you ever had like your mind wander off and make things appear real when they aren't?
And then where thinks about it for a second, and he remembers an instance on the boat when we were out at sea where I just had this vision of Arwen's Rest. I think it's a fleeting memory.
Well, I don't know. Let's move quietly, but let's go check out that camp up there. If
All
my
right,
suspicions are correct, then this might confirm it.
Okay.
I'll follow your lead.
You guys move up to the camp. What you see. Let's get a fresh roll of awareness just to be safe. I don't want to just. I was just gonna give it to Gnimwirt because he passed and Adarag failed, but I think you're looking for something, so I think it gives you a fresh chance at this. Okay. Gnimwirt, you got a 10 out of 52 here. Adarag, you're looking at a 23 out of 45 here. Both successes. Okay. So as you guys go into camp, you notice this is your camp. This is the fire pit that has been put out. It's got the smoke and the embers coming off of it. The imprint from where your tent was. The bedrolls from where you guys slept. Where the bedroll imprints from where each of you slept out by the fire, and you've got a large imprint from over where it looks like maybe where Atlas was. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna look for Tony or Alexios.
You do not see either.
At this point, Adarag's going to convey the story of while Gnimwirt had lost his head, his trip into the Mirage, the Willows realm, and how there was like a condition to being able to actually get to the location that you want to go. And then he's going to listen very intently to try to. He's listening for like somebody calling out their names. He's listening for a like the sound of like horses' hooves or like brushing their manes back and forth.
Okay.
He's going to be listening for that.
Gnimwirt, what are you doing?
Outside of just keeping my eye on watch for anything approaching, I'm kind of just following Adarag's lead.
Okay. I'm gonna give you two different checks. Adarag, give me an eavesdrop check, and Gnimwirt, give me an awareness check.
Yep.
Okay. Gnimwirt, you failed by 1%.
Oh.
Adarag, you got a 2 out of 45, so plenty of success there. Gnimwirt, you're following his lead. You're just kind of watching him. Adarag, you're gonna pause, and while you're listening, you're just staring at where the fire used to be. And I said something very important. I said when you guys came into this camp, you saw the fire that you guys had embers, some smoke coming off. There's a imprint where the tent was, and then you guys saw the imprint by the bed rolls where you all slept out by the fire. But you didn't all sleep out by the fire. Gnimwirt very clearly woke up inside the tent where he slept. So why are there imprints for everyone out by the fire?
It was all a dream.
You don't hear
Adarag is-
anything, but you were staring at that little spot as you were trying to listen.
Adarag is going to convey that to Gnimwirt. That it. You were sleeping in the tent, weren't you?
It was.
Well, then why is your imprint right here? And he's going to point to.
Nimwit's gonna kneel down and inspect the spot.
Okay. I hate to just have you guys keep rolling awareness checks, but give me a survival check actually. Gnimwirt. Okay, 49 out of 52. Gnimwirt, as you look down, you can tell that someone made this imprint. Someone made all these imprints. This campsite was recently set up. You can tell that because you guys walked out of this camp. You actually walked to the woods and then you walked back out to the road. Those footprints don't walk through here. This is not your camp.
Can I look at the trees relative of like the position of our camp? I would know which way the tree that Mateo was at would be.
Yeah, absolutely. But that tree doesn't exist.
That tree's not there.
No.
If I look around, are there other trees with claw marks on them?
Yes, you would be able to find some. Yeah.
Adarag, I don't think this is our camp. I think this is an elaborate duplicate of our camp.
Aye.
And I also think that maybe we shouldn't stay here.
Agreed. Well, I guess we keep going and follow the tracks.
Aye, but maybe let's not be on the road. Let's be a little more deliberate with how we move from here on out.
Aye.
You guys continue northwards?
Can Nimwort try to get a idea of where the light is in the sky so I can determine that that is in fact north?
Absolutely. Roll a navigation check.
I don't think I'm good at that.
It's
Oh!
only,
Hey!
Flip to fail and
flip
I
to
succeed.
Fail with a success. You are absolutely able to tell which way is north. It seems you guys are heading the trail, the tracks, the wagon tracks and the hoof prints are on a road that is headed east.
Okay. Adareg, how confident are we that we should be headed north because this road and the tracks go east?
Well, we were going north when we left town.
Has the road been like super straight, or
For the most part.
it hasn't had like lots of curves and
No,
turns?
I mean it's for the most part it's been relatively north southbound.
Maybe we just need to get out of crazy hallucination vision, this what's the word? Simulation of our world that's got some flaws, and we need to get out of that area and get farther north. So maybe we should go into the forest to the north.
Let's head do. Wait. If we were following the road and it was traveling east-west, and the road took us to this camp, shouldn't we go back west till we get to our camp and then head north from there?
Sure. We can try that.
All right.
Maybe we'll just die out here.
Would you guys like to head north or west?
We're gonna head back the way we came to try and find our actual camp.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You guys are easily enough able. Are you on the road or off the road? You guys were saying
Just off the road.
just off the road. Okay. Easier to stealth, easier to drop down and kind of go into hiding over there. You guys are easily able to head back the way you came, heading west. And as you do, it doesn't take long. You guys quickly come across back the side of your camp. What you notice is very clearly there's the campfire, smoke, embers, imprints of bedrolls, imprints of the tent. What would you guys like to do?
And these are the correct imprints?
You seem like it. You could roll an awareness check.
Yeah, I would
Standard
like to roll,
difficulty.
I would like to roll an awareness check.
Okay.
I'm also going to inspect this.
By
You
one.
lost by one. Yeah, they all use the loss by a lot. They all seem like the right. You see the campfire, smoke, embers, imprints of the bedrolls around the camp, imprint of the around the campfire, I should say, imprint of the tent.
Okay.
Is there a second road?
No, not that you can tell.
I'm gonna
One road.
try to walk north slightly
Okay.
from our camp.
You can roll a survival check. I'll give you a survival check to. Okay.
That's my third critical failure.
You're killing it today. Gnimwirt, yeah, you're definitely only able to see one road. The imprints all seem right for the most part. Seems like you're back at your campsite. You see one road that heads east-west.
Adarag, does this one seem north-south, or is this where we just came from?
No, this
I'm
is the road
confused.
we were just on.
Damn it. But the sun and the
The sun's. You mean the one over there? He's going to point to the sun.
Gnimwirt just feels discouraged.
The campsite you guys stayed at last night was just off the north-south road.
Mhm.
That is true.
Well, maybe this isn't our campsite then? Because there's not a north-south road, right?
Maybe, but I mean the prints check out.
Nimwirt's gonna look for the tree that's clawed that Mateo was at, because he's been there multiple times.
Don't say it.
Yeah, Adarag, I don't think this is the one.
As you put those things together, you'll also notice that campfire, smoke, embers, imprints of the bedrolls around it seem like the right amount. You guys seem to be doing some further investigation here. Imprint to the campsite. That is all the imprints you see at this campsite.
No Atlas imprint.
No Atlas imprint was mentioned.
Right. I don't think we can go back to the original camp. I think we just take our chances and head north.
Well, I think you have more experience navigating by the stars and the planets and such. Maybe you should do that and not me. I can try to double check your work.
It's been a while. I haven't really used the stars ever. It's
He wasn't a good smuggler.
I wasn't a good smuggler. I never said I was a good smuggler.
Well, we've got a
I use
I don't know,
land navigation points.
360 degrees. We've got a 1 in 360 chance of getting it right. We just guess.
We'll make it eventually. He's going to check the sun more and more time, and Adarag is going to try to go in the north direction.
You're checking the sun? I think Gnimwirt succeeded in navigation roll last time. You have not tried yet.
I have not tried yet.
Yeah,
no.
so you can roll a navigation.
Yep.
Gnimwirt, you're aware of where the sun is and which way's north. Adarag, you're pretty sure this road must run north-south.
I'm still confident that of the north from my roll.
Yeah. You know which way's north.
I think we go this way, and he's going to point up the road.
The way the tracks lead? Yeah.
No, Adarag, we just went that way, and it clearly wasn't north.
Oh, right.
That's the trick. Obviously, there's something else at play here. I think we need to go this way, because that was east-west, so this must be north.
All right. So perpendicular then. What's that?
Wow.
Okay.
Gnimwirt's like,
He's been
Proud of
learning
you.
them big words. So you guys want to cross the road and head north? Through the
Cross
woods?
the road and head at a 90-degree angle to the direction of the road.
Right. Heading north through
Yeah.
the woods?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. As you guys cross the road, you both notice who's leading.
Gnimwirt will, since he knows north right
That's fair, yeah. So Gnimwirt,
Yeah.
you take the lead, ghillie suit on, you're walking across the road. Adarag, you're following him. You guys notice, the snow on the ground, the ice, it's causing like reflection, the light is beaming down, it's causing the reflection. You guys also see your own reflection in the ice as you cross the road. Adarag, Gnimwirt, as you cross the road, you see very much the visage of yourself. Your green tunic, your brown vest, salt and pepper hair. As
now. I see myself.
the reflection of yourself
Oh.
in the ice.
Okay.
Adarag, as you cross the street, you also in the ice you see the reflection. A gray, it looks like a gray tunic with a brown vest. As you guys both walk across the ice and cross the road and head into the woods northways. If no one
Northways.
picked up what north, you're heading north. Don't worry. If no one picked up what I just said, I'm gonna need a resolve check from both of you.
Looked in the visage.
You saw the reflections of yourself. Visage, I don't know what word I used, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna need resolve checks from both of you. Is that your fourth critical fail this episode?
Yes,
Yes,
it is.
That's
Yes, it is.
insane. Okay, Adarag, you succeeded. As you guys cross the road and you start heading north, you get, a little ways up, you're heading through the woods, and Adarag, it clicks. You guys are in Gillyware.
Yeah.
Your reflections were not in Gillyware.
We're- Yeah.
As you guys head
Fuck.
north into the northern woods, this is where we're going to wrap up episode 10 of King's Crossing. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Welcome back. Huge shout out to my players. Thank you guys for playing in today's episode. They they headed northways with their party of Mateo, Alexios, and Tony. They settled at their camp. They had a nice little camp. They got to meet up with the Atlas again. Not sure why. And then over the course of the camp, they lost Alexios, lost Tony, and lost Mateo, and lost themselves. We'll find out what happens in episode 12. Huge shout out to our patrons. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. We appreciate you, and we will see you guys in the next episode. Later.